Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Aurora. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go over this Pensacola here. I see a lot of people struggling with the Pensacola, or as it's otherwise known, Floating Citadel, or Pepsi Cola. So today, I'm going to go over this for you guys. Pardon me. So the first modification I take, because this thing has some god-awful turret rotation, I take main battery mod 2. You get a little bit of loss on reload time, but it's not too big of a deal. It's only 5%, and you can make that up somewhere else if you wish. And then I am probably going to take steering just to help get the wiggle waggle going whenever I'm piloting and trying to keep myself from getting shot at by other ships. Take these. These are the ones that you obviously get. Let's see. Now, just for the sake of somebody asking, whenever you want to put flags onto your ship, you go to your loadout. You're going to come up to this screen. This is how you're going to start. And then you hit the R1 bumper. The R1 bumper, yeah. And then you have your flags here. And then you have these here, which are different camos that you can use. I'm going to use fire dispersion just because I've found that that's the best one. And I have plenty of these, which just gives me a little extra speed. So we're going to jump in here. And then the commander that we're going to use is Norman Scott, okay? Let me explain why you want to use Norman Scott on your heavy cruisers for your Americans, okay? Everything he has is basically set up to pierce armor. I have played the New Orleans before, and I've absolutely destroyed a Pensacola in one shot, one salvo, gotten 3 citadels. Like a battleship, basically. So, his first perk is increase the precision of your cruiser's main guns. That's fantastic. That's great. Then we have these two. I personally do not like to use the range. I personally like to use the fire. Because when you do have a battleship at range that you can shoot at, it is nice to be able to light them on fire a little bit easier. Okay? Um, This right here, increase the chance of your cruiser causing fire, is just even better. Stacks with the burn it down XXL. Um, then punch through, increase armor piercing capability and maximum damage of your cruiser's AP shells. That's one perk that you want to be running. You don't want to be running that. You don't want to be running that. That's what you want to run on your heavy American cruisers. Because heavy American cruiser AP has fantastic penetration capabilities. On top of it has better normalization angles. So it's also a super heavy shell. They're super duper heavy. I've citadeled battleships in my New Orleans before at close enough range. Now, given I've also been swatted by battleships because I'm at close enough range, their guns are more accurate. You throw enough crap at the wall, eventually some of it's going to stick. That right there is the perk that I choose to run. You have fixated or refill stations. Um, Precision is a fantastic thing to run on anything. However, you could also do refill station, and because I'm setting him up to play on the Pensacola right now, I'm actually going to pick this perk over fixated. Um, One other thing, I have him up to number 10. As soon as I can get him up to number 11, I'm putting another inspiration in. But this is why Norman Scott is good. This is AP capabilities and his capabilities of just maximizing your cruiser's damage. I also increased the chance of my penetrations by using Yamamoto. Cruiser's AP shell penetration multiplier, 2.4%. Perfect. Makes it even better. Um, Now, whenever I want to change that inspiration to another captain, what I'm probably going to do is, let me look through here. I could do that. That's not a bad choice if I'm trying to be a little bit more sneaky. Um, I might do dispersion. That's not a bad choice. You've got traverse speed and minus reload. All sorts of stuff that you could do. You could do that one, which is decrease the damage to your citadel. All sorts of stuff that you have a good choice for. Because really, the number one choice for Norman Scott is Yamamoto, because it'll go along with the punch through perk. And anytime that you can punish a battleship at close enough range and be easily able to citadel, you'd be surprised at how well of a damage multiplier you could do. Like how much you could rack up. Sorry, my mom's on the phone. But we're gonna assign him. We're gonna load up a match here. See what I can get into. Pardon me while I eat an Oreo. Alright. So to play the Pensacola, you play it like a battle cruiser. In a you know, in some shape or form, you play it like that. It's quick, but it turns slow, or it turns quick. Guns turn slow. Um, you play it like a battleship essentially. You kind of hang back, shoot at what you can. Catch cruisers off guard. Having a knife fight is not super well recommended because of the fact that it has such a slow turret traverse. But I will tell you it gets better from here. The New Orleans is pretty good. Keep it moving. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start turning my guns because this thing has such a slow turret traverse that you really have to plan like a battleship. Play it like a battleship.
Torpedoes astern.
Keep your guns moving in different directions. Plan ahead when you're turning. Lock your guns if you have to. If you don't know how to do that, you go to your settings. You go to different presets. I believe it's preset 3 and 4 that are like that. Otherwise, you're going to be playing where you can't lock your guns.
Much obliged.
I'm going to take a bit of a risk here and see if I can poke out on that Pensacola.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes astern.
minimal damage. Still a destroyer over there for sure. Good shots, good shots. Didn't give enough range. Still good shots though.
Torpedoes, direct front.
There we go.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
There's that enhanced armor piercing capabilities right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself skinny. Still going to get smacked because the Pensacola does not have a lot of armor. And those are British battleships, meaning they are probably shooting high explosive. See if I can turn here. And then one tactic that you can employ, it's called wagging the tail. Give a little more speed on that because he's going a little bit faster than I anticipated. Check the shots. He's firing at somebody else.
Our victory is in sight.
Oh, he has run aground.
Ladder returning to ship.
Now you can bow tank against other cruisers, but you do not want to try and bow tank against battleships because your armor in the front, depending on the caliber of their guns, can overmatch your armor, which is no bueno. I'm going to switch my fire to this Pensacola because he's giving a lovely, lovely broadside. I'm going to angle myself just a bit against that King George in case he prioritizes me. Waiting to see this Pensacola again. There we are. Behind the island. Citadel. King George is dead. Now, one tactic that you can do is you can chain fire your guns, and you do that by holding the fire button instead of just tapping it. Because when you tap it, you run the risk of shooting a full salvo when you're not ready to shoot a full salvo. If you're not very well versed in aiming your guns, definitely check out T-Bull on YouTube, as he gave a really good example on how to aim guns, and it's actually made me far much more accurate. Now, I was pretty accurate before I watched the video, simply because I played this on PC a long time ago when it pretty much first came out. But basically, the number on the left side of your screen that's how much time it takes for your shells to get to the target. And then those little lines that go up represent 5, 10, 15. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to HE. New Orleans ate a torp to the face. Gonna slow down here. Nah. Actually, I'm gonna push in through here. Now this is a little aggressive. Um, and the only reason I'm doing it is because a lot of my team is pushing forward. Which means he's gonna have a target saturated environment. Instead, the game is going to end. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you play the Pensacola. You don't charge forward because you will get citadeled like that, left and right, because this thing is practically made of citadels. Um, you really want to play it like a battleship. You want to stay close to your other battleships because not everybody knows how to prioritize the targets. Um, some people just shoot at whatever they can shoot at. Personally, pro tip, if you're in a battleship and you have a Pensacola and a battleship firing at you, definitely, definitely, definitely kill the Pensacola, the New Orleans, kill the cruiser first. If it's IJN, kill the cruiser first every time because that cruiser can charge you, especially late game. That cruiser will charge you and torpedo you. Kill them first. Pensacola, New Orleans, Baltimore, you want to kill them because they have big guns that can penetrate you and they fire every 15 seconds. Now, their shells don't do a crap ton of damage, but that damage that they do can add up over time. 4830, and that's with Norman Scott, and he's not even fully upgraded. 4830, every time I penetrate you, that will add up over time, especially firing every 15 seconds. So, definitely, definitely, when you're in a knife fight, or let's say not a knife fight, when you're in a fight at the end of the match, do not just shoot the broadside battleship. If you can, one gun at the battleship, one gun at the cruiser that's targeting you. Practically everything in this game after tier 4 and up, not including the Americans, um, has 203 millimeter guns. As far as cruisers are concerned, 203 millimeter guns can penetrate your battleship's armor. You're not always going to bounce the shots or going to get shatters. You're not always going to get penetrated either. Sometimes you'll just get a little ding of a bounce. Um, but definitely, definitely prioritize your targets. That will help you out dramatically in your battles. I hope you all enjoyed. Enjoy the day.